Can we do a little sample of a coaching conversation, like a real coaching conversation?
If you'd like.
Okay.
Laura,
Just to give people a taste of
Laura,
what it's
Laura,
like.
what would you like to talk about today?
All right, let's start it off. Are you going to coach me first?
I'll do it.
We'll coach each other. How about that?
Okay.
How much time should we allocate for this? What would you say?
We can't. We don't have 2 hours. Like, yeah, we do.
How about like
10 minutes
10
each?
minutes? All right, yeah, 10 minutes.
What would you like to talk about, Laura?
All right. Let me think about something that's authentic and real. Okay. So I'm a business owner. When I started my business, my intention was to not scale the business such that I had a lot of people working in the business because
Okay.
I really enjoy the work and I want to do the work. I don't want to manage people doing the work. However, as I've gone along my business journey, I have noticed that there's only so much I can actually do, and I want to be able to have a really positive impact on as many people as I can, but I'm limited in that impact because it's just me.
Okay.
So now I'm trying to figure out, do I go in a different direction and try to scale a business and bring a lot of other people in order to have a bigger impact?
So what would you like to focus on?
Probably whether it would be beneficial for me to do that in my business, to scale the business.
Okay. You mentioned impact.
Mm-hmm.
What else would be important about scaling?
Like what's important to me
To you about that subject,
yeah.
What's important about that today?
I think because I was very clear about how I wanted this business to operate, I don't want to move away from that necessarily or lose sight of what was so important to me when I started, because I do feel like that's not changed for me. I still really want to be the one to do the work, and I still really want to have a very specific type of impact and work that I do.
Okay. So where do you want to start?
I don't know, Bruce. Tell me what to do. Oh, I forgot you're a coach. You can't do that.
Well, in my mind, there's like 17 things I'm already thinking. But I will not tell you what to do. I'm not even going to take my coaching hat off.
Yeah, I love it. Where do I want to start? I guess maybe we could dive into, when I say impact, I want to have a positive impact, and I want to have as big of an impact on as many people as I can, what that really means, because that's probably a nebulous thing.
Okay.
Maybe we could explore that.
So how would you like to explore that?
So
what's important about that?
Yeah.
What's your definition?
I think I see such a need out there from the work that I mostly do is culture and leadership. And I think it's like I can't go a day without someone coming to me talking about how they're impacted negatively by their company or by their leader. And I just think to myself, I really don't feel like this leader wants to be a bad leader or wants to have, if they knew they were having that negative of an impact on this person, I think they would be really upset by that, because they're not trying to do that. And so I feel like there's just this massive need for improved leadership, improved cultures. There's so many people that I hear from that are like, I hate this company I work for. I don't want to work for this company anymore. And it breaks my heart because I know it doesn't need to be that way. And I just want to like wave my magic wand and fix that for people. But there's like there's so much.
Okay. So go back to your question. How would you define impact?
So I guess, good question, Bruce. You got me there. Making things better.
Okay.
Making things better.
Making things better. Okay. So back to your scale question then, right? And that what does scaling up your business, how does that help with making things better?
To me, I could just make things better for more people, because if I had other individuals working with me, potentially they could just address these problems too. And it wouldn't just be me trying to do it through working with one company or one team or one individual at a time. It could be an extension of having more people working with more companies, more teams, more people one-on-one to make things better.
Okay. So if that's happening, what does that feel like?
I think it just would feel good to know that there's more positive things happening for people, that there's less people in this world who hate their jobs, hate working for someone else, that are able to have more happiness in their work life, which to me is more happiness in their home life too.
Okay. So what would happen if you didn't scale?
I mean, I would just keep doing what I'm doing now, but just feeling a little bit constrained by how much I'm actually able to get done. Because I feel like I am going to have to turn people away that do want to work with me, because I just can't take on anymore.
How does that make you feel?
Well, bad, because I want to help. And you know me, I'm not good at saying no either. So I don't want to have to turn people away or say, I can't help you, or I can help you, but not until December. I want to be able to say, I got you. It might not be me personally, but I got you. Help is on the way.
How else could you feel that you're helping people without scaling up?
Well, what I have done in the past is, if there's a need that I can't individually help someone with, I'll just refer them out. So, hey, I can't coach you right now, but I have amazing coaches in my life, like Bruce Lane, Maggie Toothman, who's a phenomenal coach that I refer people to as well. Amy Miller, who was my mentor coach. I mean, I know a lot of great coaches, just as that example. Or maybe it's someone who says, can you come in and do change management training for me? No, I can't right now, but I know somebody else that's really good at it, and I can refer that business to that person over there.
When you said you started in the business, you didn't want to scale up.
Right.
What was the reason behind that?
I think because I want to be able to be in with people. I want to be working with people one-on-one. And to me, if I was just kind of like sitting at the top of a huge organization, I would just be managing the people and managing the business, and like, okay, is everyone going where they need to be going? And is everyone, let me do performance evaluations and all this stuff. And I just don't feel like I would get to do the work that I love to do, which is what I built the whole business around, was where your 4 quadrants. And I don't feel like I would get to do that anymore.
So how would that be different today if you decided to scale up?
I still think that I would feel that way, which is why I haven't done it. Because I'm afraid that that's what's going to happen. And then I'll be like, well, this isn't fun anymore. I'm not enjoying this anymore.
What would the half step look like?
I mean, I could probably try like one person, and not even full time, but maybe just like, hey, if I have, maybe take on work at the beginning with the expectation that I'm not going to be the one doing it. Because that's my other thing is a lot of times if I'm meeting someone and they think they're going to be working with me, are they okay knowing that, oh, actually, I'm going to flip you to somebody else and who's likely going to be better than me anyway. But, sometimes people are like a little bit, I thought I was working with you and now you're going to make me work with somebody else. So actually going into an engagement with someone else, like from the beginning to say, hey, we're here to support you. This person's going to be the one that's maybe delivering the leadership training for you.
How would that half step feel?
I think that's doable because it's not something that necessarily cannot be undone easily if I go start down that road and I don't like it, or if it's not working for me or that other person.
Right. And in that case, you would still have time to do your
because I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess in my mind, I'm picturing either it's me or it's like me and 60 people. There's no perhaps a half step would be a half of a person.
Well, or what would a small scale look like, right? Scaling up.
Mm-hmm.
How does 0 to 60 feel?
Overwhelming.
Right. How does 0 to 1 or 2 feel?
Yeah, not that big of a deal.
What have you learned today?
Well, I've been reminded that Bruce is a great coach.
Well, besides that.
Well done, Bruce. No, you know what? First of all, it helps to, instead of feeling this, just to kind of realize.
Take a breath.
Yeah, you're in control of this. You get to make the decisions of what you want to do, and that it doesn't have to be 0 to 60. It can just be 0 to 1 or 2.
Okay. Now, I think we'd probably do that for 10 minutes. And
yeah.
Normally that would be an hour.
Normally that would be an hour, but honestly.
What are we doing with it?
Now what do we talk about? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, but let's dissect it a little bit, right? Dissect it a little bit now. What when you came into that, coach, with I didn't want to scale. Now I think I want to scale to help more people.
Yeah.
Right? That was your But it was really, well, I want to help the people.
I want to help the people.
And I'm afraid if I had 60 people, then I would just be over here, right? And, even when you were talking about it, you were just like, I don't want to do that, right?
No, I like the work.
Your countenance was like,
yeah.
But then it was like, well, I mean, again, once I half step, it's a silly question, but it's like, well, wait a minute, maybe.
Yeah, because that question allowed me to realize.
Maybe I don't have to go to 0 to 60. Maybe.
Yeah, that question allowed me to realize that I wasn't doing a half step in my mind. I was doing 60 steps in my mind.
And suddenly it was overwhelming. You were like, I'm not going to be able to do anything. Yeah. I don't want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But now I can't help people, so I'm stuck.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to work part-time for Shine Consulting.
She can send him to Bruce. No.
Send him to Bruce.
You want to flip it out? You want to flip it again?
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
so I have to pay attention to the time because time management is a challenge for me. So
we've been here for
ever.
We'll do.
Okay, Bruce, we have 10 minutes. Do you have something? Do me give you a moment to think?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I shouldn't have done this. You were going to ask me that.
I wanted it to be real. So, okay.
I got one.
Okay. So we have, 10 minutes to talk here. Okay. What would be most important for you to talk about today?
As we said, I'm part of Convene.
Mm-hmm.
And part of Convene is coaching, but it's also peer groups.
Yes.
Get into that. But I've kind of been offered an opportunity. Somebody asked me and said, hey, would you consider starting an online group? Okay. And yes, I would.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's the recruiting and the finding the people. And in my mind, I know more people that would be a fit outside kind of our area, and then it would be like, but will online really work? And just a bunch of stuff there. So that's kind of swimming in my mind. It's like, I want to do it, but I think ahead and it's like, well, that's going to be a heavy lift. I've got all this other stuff going on. How can I do it? How can I do it effectively?
Yeah.
It'd be great if it was already started and I could just do it. But so I'm just kind of feeling like I want to do it, but it's, I want to do it and I know how to do it, but but doing it, getting it started is yeah, trying to think through all that.
Yeah, because it was funny. You did like a half second of, and I said yes, and then you just went into several examples of, but here's almost talking yourself out of it. Like, here's why this is not going to work, essentially.
Right. And I could just go back and like, I'm not going to do it, but I do want to do it. So
what's driving that, your desire to do it?
I love it. I love what I'm doing, and I love the opportunities that peer groups have. And I mean, we sit through our peer group monthly and all that. Just the opportunity it has to help people move forward in their life and their business and that. And I just, it's like, okay, there's a number of chairs, my peers that would have 2 and 3 different groups and all that. And it's like, well, I don't know if we have enough people in, this area, but I want to do it because of the impact, that it has for individuals and, for the kingdom. So.
Yeah. What's holding you back from getting it going?
Time.
Say more.
Lack of. Saying yes to too many other things that I love. But so I think that's the main problem, right? How do I unwind some of these other things instead of try to do too many things at the same time, which means saying no to something. Sometimes it's saying no to things that I like doing, I'm good at doing, that give me, you feel good about, make money. All of those things, right?
Yeah.
I can do that. So that's what holding back is I want to do this. How do I unwind this? How do I start doing something while I'm unwinding something? And it's just a lot of hours.
The actual process. What are you seeing in your mind?
I'm just seeing the number of recruiting / business development calls, the activity to get from where I am to get a group started. I know it's going to be time. I know it's going to take time, right? I want things to happen, right? When I started my first group, I was like, this should be easy. I'm a recruiter.
Right.
I'm an idiot. It's not easy. But you know what I mean? So now I have much more of
I've seen this movie before.
Yeah, I've seen the movie before, and it's like it's going to take longer and more time, not more time, length of time, but more of my time to do that. And so it's like, okay, so I'm kind of in a box.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a good half step for you?
Well, as you're just saying this, my went on. It's like I arbitrarily set a time where I want to get this started, right? It's got to be done. So I got to get this in my mind. I got to get this started really by the first of the year because it's going to take a while to do that.
Arbitrary because you set that time for yourself, or okay?
Oh yeah. So maybe I could be more. I could give myself a little grace and be more flexible with the time to be like, maybe it's on or before, but I still want to set a time because I don't want to kick the can down too long.
Yes.
But I think, and some of the work that I'm doing is pushing up through the end of the year. Right. So it's kind of like, okay. And I think I can unwind it. Should I choose to by the end of the year.
So what would be a timeline for you that would feel reasonable and give you that time to unwind?
Well, the right answer An answer would be, don't start this until I completely get
okay.
done. But, you know.
Your face is telling a story of you don't want to go in that direction.
Well, no, because I'd like to have it started January 1. So when all this is done, then I can just roll into that.
Boom, right into it.
As opposed to rolling into the hard work it's going to take. Right? Do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
So part of it is like, okay, are there some things I can do as I'm thinking this? What can I do between now and the end of the year to get it started?
Yeah. Would you like to explore that?
No. Well,
what can you do, Bruce?
Well, it's blocking and tackling and figuring I'm going to spend this much time, looking at my calendar and saying, you know, I need to put this much time in. Like I've probably written the list of people I need to reach out to like 3 times, adding people to the list and all that. I've not reached out to them yet. You know what? I could just send them all an email and just say, hey, here's what's going to happen. Here's what I'm doing. Just as a first salvo. Yeah. See what I get. See the fish. Right?
Yeah.
But I've done that because I'm like, well, what if they do this? Then I think we have to start and like this, and I've got this, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the whole ping pong. But I mean, that's something I could just do.
You could do that. Is that something you'd like to do, Bruce?
On a scale of 1 to 10, Bruce, how committed you're to?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, just do it, right?
Yeah. Because it's interesting. I see the excitement in you and then the pressure. The excitement and then the pressure. The excitement and then the pressure.
Welcome to my life. Yeah. But
so how do you, what would it take to turn down that pressure for you? Because I see the desire. That's clear.
Time. Just calendar and not adding something else to add it, but adding in and taking something out. That's the pressure is.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to work, I was going to say 60 hours a week just to do this. And like my wife would be like, aren't you doing
What are you doing?
What are you doing already? And so I think that is really just, what am I willing to give up?
Yeah.
I need to solve that and be okay with giving it up and not letting somebody else down, not letting my, consulting client down or whatever, right? Or my other clients over here that I'm dabbling in or, on call here to be like, okay, to focus. And I think that's the pressure. And because I love doing it all.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I feel that.
I mean, it's just like, man, this is awesome.
I want to be able to do it all.
Yeah. So I think you'll probably ask me my what do I want to do? I think it's send the email, see what happens, but also be honest with myself of it's probably before the email, what am I really willing to give up before I start something else?
And where does this fall with this idea fall in the what are you willing to give up?
Yeah. Am I willing to give something up more than I'm willing to start this?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, I think I've got to noodle through that.
How can I best support you in that?
I would say when we come to our next coaching session, I don't say hold me accountable or support me, but just ask me what am I noodling through? Where are you at with that? Have you? Because sometimes I can just, I know that I need to make those decisions, but if I don't make them, then I'm, but it goes back to your excitement. Pressure, excitement, pressure, excitement, pressure, excitement.
Welcome to Bruce.
Welcome to my world.
Okay. Next time we meet, I'll ask you what you've been noodling through and have you been noodling through?
How have you been noodling through?
Yeah. How have you been noodling through? What else?
I need to send the email. I need to craft an email and send it.
Okay. I'll ask you about that too.
Because if I get all no's, then I'm like, maybe that's not what I'm supposed to do. Maybe that'll be confirming. I don't think that'll happen, but yeah. Send an email. What happens?
Yeah.
Take a step. Take a baby step.
How does that feel in terms of the excitement, pressure?
Well, see, that's kind of an easy button.
Mm-hmm. No pressure there.
Not yet. Not until everybody's like, let's go. We start in October, and I'll be like, yeah, we are.
No. Very good. Good stuff. That was 11 minutes, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you're right. I mean, typically you could explore a lot more, and most coaching conversations are around 50 to 60 minutes.
Even when you had said that about I noticed excitement, pressure. Oh yeah. I mean, it's like, that's exactly how I'm feeling about this. Mm-hmm. Right. I don't have to do it. I didn't have to say yes.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm feeling. But if I want to do it, right, then I got to figure something out to take the pressure off.
Exactly. And that's on you. I'm not going to sit here and go through your to-do list with you. I mean, I kind of want to. But...
Yeah, you probably.
And then you could go through mine for me. Coaching. This is coaching.
It's coaching. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. This was so much fun. Thank you for doing this with me.
You probably have like 7 shows now that you're
all the part 2, part 6, part 7.
So
now, I appreciate you being open to doing a real coaching session too, because I know that takes some vulnerability, but I just really wanted people to get a sense
different questions.
Different questions and what the experience is like, and to help them determine if it's something that's valuable for them or not. And to show the different styles as well, because we do have different styles. All coaches have different styles.
We do.
Awesome. All right. That's all the time we have today, folks. Thank you for joining Leadership Rediscovered. And until next time, shine bright, everyone.